Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many of us experience but often struggle to name: burnout. Specifically, burnout in women. It's more than just feeling tired. It's a state of complete emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. It happens when we're buried under prolonged stress, trying to be the perfect employee, partner, mother, friend, and everything in between. Society tells us we have to do it all, but it rarely tells us the toll that takes. So, if you've been feeling like you're running on empty, this video is for you. Let's talk about the 10 key signs of burnout and, most importantly, how to start your recovery. First up, let's talk about that deep, uncheckable fatigue. This isn't your typical, I had a long day tiredness. This is a constant state of exhaustion that a good night's sleep just can't fix. You wake up feeling just as drained as when you went to bed, and you find yourself reaching for coffee after coffee just to get through the morning. It feels like your internal battery is broken and can never fully recharge. If every day feels like you're wading through mud, that's a classic sign that burnout has set in. It's your body screaming for a real restorative break, not just a few hours of sleep. The second sign is emotional exhaustion. This is when you feel completely hollowed out, like you have nothing left to give to anyone, including yourself. Simple conversations can feel overwhelming, and you might find yourself feeling emotionally numb, or, on the flip side, bursting into tears over the smallest thing. It's that feeling of being a shell of your former self. You go through the motions, but the spark, the emotional capacity to connect and care, just isn't there. You're not being dramatic. Your emotional well is completely dry, and it needs time to refill. Next, let's talk about irritability and mood swings. Is your patience non-existent these days? Do you find yourself snapping at your partner, your kids, or your colleagues over minor issues? When you're burned out, your nervous system is in a constant state of high alert. This makes you incredibly reactive. A simple question like, "What's for dinner?" can feel like a personal attack. You might feel a surge of anger when someone interrupts you, not because they're being rude, but because you have zero capacity to handle one more demand on your attention. Your temper becomes a short fuse, and it's a clear signal that you're emotionally overloaded. Sign number 4 is a profound loss of motivation. Remember that passion you had for your career? The hobbies that used to light you up? When burnout takes hold, all of that can feel like a massive chore. The things that once gave you a sense of purpose now feel like a heavy burden. You're not lazy, you're just depleted. You might find yourself just going through the motions, struggling to find any meaning in your daily routine. That drive you used to have has been replaced by a sense of apathy, a feeling of, "I just don't care anymore." This isn't a character flaw. It's a symptom of having given too much for too long. The fifth sign is difficulty concentrating, often described as brain fog. Your mind feels cloudy, making it hard to focus, remember things, or make even simple decisions. Have you ever read the same sentence over and over again and still had no idea what it said? Or walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? This cognitive impairment is a direct result of chronic stress. Your brain is so overwhelmed that its executive functions like focus and memory start to falter. It's not that you're becoming less capable. It's that your mental bandwidth is completely maxed out. Next, sign number 6, physical symptoms. Burnout isn't just in your head. It manifests in your body. Chronic stress wreaks havoc on your physical health. You might start experiencing persistent headaches, unexplained muscle pain, or a perpetually sore back. Maybe you're catching every cold that goes around because your immune system is compromised. Digestive issues like stomach aches or bloating can also become common. And let's not forget insomnia, the cruel irony of being utterly exhausted but unable to sleep. Your body keeps score, and these physical ailments are its way of telling you that something is seriously wrong. Sign number 7 is withdrawal and isolation. When you're burned out, social interaction can feel incredibly draining. So you start to pull away. You might cancel plans with friends at the last minute, ignore text messages, or avoid conversations with colleagues. The idea of being alone becomes a comforting escape because it means you don't have to expend any more precious energy on other people. This isn't you being antisocial. It's a self-preservation mechanism. You're instinctively trying to protect what little energy you have left by minimizing external demands. However, this isolation can often make the feelings of burnout even worse. The eighth sign is a crushing sense of self-doubt and inadequacy. You start to feel like you're failing at everything. You tell yourself you're not a good enough mother, partner, or professional. You look at others on social media or in your community and constantly compare yourself, feeling like you'll never measure up. Achievements you once would have been proud of now feel insignificant. Worse, you might feel guilty for taking even a moment to rest, believing you haven't earned it. This internal narrative of never enough is a toxic byproduct of burnout, eroding your self-esteem and keeping you stuck in a cycle of stress and self-criticism. This leads directly to sign number 9, neglecting self-care. When you're running on empty and feel like you're failing, the first things to go are the activities that actually sustain you. You tell yourself you're too busy for that workout, too tired to read a book, or that taking a quiet moment for yourself is a luxury you can't afford. Your skincare routine disappears, your healthy eating habits fall by the wayside, and anything that is purely for your own well-being gets pushed to the bottom of the list. It's a vicious cycle. You stop taking care of yourself because you're burned out, which in turn makes the burnout even worse. Finally, the 10th sign is a feeling of cynicism or detachment. You start to feel disconnected from your work, your life, and even the people you love. A sense of resentment can creep in. You might feel indifferent about outcomes at your job that you used to care deeply about. Or you might find yourself feeling cold and distant in your relationships, unable to offer the warmth and support you once did. This isn't you becoming a negative person. It's a defense mechanism. Your psyche is trying to create distance from the sources of your stress. This detachment is a final, desperate attempt to protect yourself from further emotional pain. So now that we've identified the signs, what can we do about it? Recovery is possible, and it starts with small, intentional steps. First, and this is crucial, you have to start setting boundaries. Learn the power of the word no. You cannot be everything to everyone. Saying no isn't selfish. It's essential for your survival. Decide what your priorities are and unapologetically protect your time and energy from anything that doesn't align with them. Next, prioritize rest-real, guilt-free rest. This isn't just about sleep. It's about scheduling downtime into your day just like you would a meeting. This could be 15 minutes of quiet time with a cup of tea, a walk in nature, or simply sitting and doing nothing. You have to unlearn the belief that your worth is tied to your productivity. Rest is not a reward. It is a requirement for a healthy life. It's also vital to seek support. You do not have to go through this alone. Talk to a trusted friend, your partner, or a family member. Consider seeking professional help from a therapist who can provide you with tools to manage stress and reframe your thoughts. Joining a support group for women can also be incredibly powerful. Sharing your experience with others who truly understand can be profoundly validating and healing. And finally, start reconnecting with joy. What used to light you up before burnout stole your spark. Make a conscious effort to bring those activities back into your life, even in a small way. It could be painting, dancing, gardening, or listening to music. Re-engage with spiritual or mindfulness practices if that feels right for you. These activities are not frivolous. They are what refill your emotional and spiritual well. They remind you that you are more than your to-do list. Recovering from burnout is a journey, not an overnight fix. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. You've been carrying a heavy load for a long time. It's time to start setting some of it down. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a woman in your life who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content on living a healthier, more balanced life. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.